Are we on the brink of another NATO-Russia war? Or at least Cold War? It's a question we have asked many times. There have been accusations, posturing, saber-rattling, and even some border drills. But the NATO and Russia have never come down to a face-off. Will they now? And here's why I ask. The NATO summit has just ended. The military alliance has turned 75. Washington played host. NATO leaders arrived, clicked pictures and got down to business. They had a lot on the agenda: Ukraine's membership, the China threat, and their favorite enemy, Russia. And they did not miss the opportunity to poke Russia again. The US made a major announcement. Washington will deploy missiles to Germany.
The United States decided to deploy deep precision strike capabilities in Germany, which I think is a very good decision, and it fits into all the decisions we already took. It is something of deterrence, so it's securing peace, and it is a necessary and important decision at the right time.
So what are these deployments about? The US will be sending long-range missiles to Germany. These are period deployments, meaning they're not permanent. The Americans will send surface-to-air SM-6 missiles, Tomahawk cruise missiles, and hypersonic weapons. These deployments will begin in the year 2026. Now, Germany does not have long-range missiles that launch from the ground, so this move will boost Berlin's capabilities. And the White House argues that the deployment is crucial. It will act as a deterrent. Germany says it is crucial for peace. So that's the line that the West is taking. But what does Russia have to say about it? Well, a lot.
This is aimed against us. Of course, we must be aware of this. But there is no reason for nervousness or any alarm, because we began to prepare for such a development a long time ago. The aggressive course of the United States and the North Atlantic Alliance, led by Washington, is not changing. But we cannot be intimidated. We'll find a response.
So Moscow is not happy about this at all. The Kremlin calls it a national security threat. They say they're mulling a response. They want to deter NATO. But here's something else that stood out in their statement. The Kremlin says, and I quote, "All the attributes of the Cold War with the direct confrontation are returning." It's a strong statement. To understand it, let's go back to history. In the 1970s, the Cold War was at its peak. The Soviet Union deployed ballistic missiles. They were in striking distance of Europe. So the US deployed missiles in West Germany. The Pershing II ballistic missiles. That's what the Americans deployed. And this led to protests across the nation because the Germans believed it would make them a target. After years of negotiations, America and the Soviet Union came to a deal that was signed in 1987. The agreement promised to remove the weapons from Europe. The two sides had a deadline for a few years, so they withdrew missiles from the region. And all was well until 2019. But that's when America blamed Moscow for violating the deal, and they pulled out of the treaty under Donald Trump. And this is what Russia is referring to now, the Cold War posturing. Are we back to that? Turkey's President Erdogan has warned against this. He's urged NATO to avoid conflict with Russia. But the appeal may have come too late because Moscow plans to respond to American deployment now militarily. They've said it in so many words. They've not given specific details, but the prospect itself should worry the world. In the month of June, President Putin met his security officials. He said Russia should restart production of short-range nuclear-capable missiles. So you get the drift. What we're looking at is a renewed arms race in Europe. But will it just be mere posturing this time, or will it turn into a full-blown conflict? It's a story we'll keep tracking.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
As the world warms, nature's sentinels will rise. As a billion hands will dig deep to write a new future for our planet.
Obviously today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
We'll start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital in Washington, D.C.